Hi Virgo, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the 16th to the 22nd. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to throw down some oracles and talk about some astrology that's going on. I think this is a pretty important week just to contextualize the energy. If you don't want to hang out for that, after that I'm going to be throwing down a regular spread for general messages. I'm going to timestamp for everything below. So the beginning portion, then the general reading, then relationship. I'm going to timestamp below for that separate spread, and then a separate, a mini spread at least for those of you in separation. So you can just hang out and treat the reading however suits you. Okay, in the description box, though, not in the comments. That's where I put the timestamps. Okay, so let's get right into things. Let's start pulling down some oracles. So for you guys, a lot of this moon energy, this full moon energy, and the Leo sun energy, it's going to be between your 6th and your 12th house. Lots of changes are going to be going on though, because the sun is moving from Leo into Virgo on the 22nd. So obviously it's going to be into your first house itself. So we'll talk about all of that, but why don't we stick with the chronology of what's going on. Venus, first of all, is going to be in Libra from the 16th all the way through September. Those of you who were able to watch my extended relationship read, for those who are single, coupled, and in a complicated situation, I went into deeper detail about Venus and Libra there, but let's just say Venus really loves being in Libra, like literally lives to be in relationship, right? But still, Venus is also very particular, right? Venus in Libra really likes things to be done a particular way, is very focused on fairness, is very focused on beauty, is very focused on love, but fairness is a big thing. Fairness is a big thing. So there can be this idea where you're going to be either hyper vigilant or hypersensitive to the idea of dependency, of inconsistency, of anybody who's superficial. You're not going to be that way. You're going to be really very sensitive if anybody is that way to you, especially if it has anything to do with them. I'm going to actually say, keeping it real, Virgo, any part of your life, really, because this is happening. This energy is happening between your 6th house and your 12th house. So your 6th house is your health, your mental, physical, and emotional health. It's your day-to-day experience, your day-to-day experience in work, where you work, who you work with and for. But it is the energy of like you wake up in the morning, you put your feet on the floor, you go in, you brush your teeth. It's your day-to-day, right? So there's going to be this idea with this full moon energy in there where you're going to be recognizing that there needs to be this sort of attention paid to a me versus we. Because that Sun Leo energy in the 12th house, you're very focused emotionally, because the 12th house has to do with the subconscious, right? It's everything that's hidden. So it's your mind, right? So it's in that mind, in that subconscious energy that lives within you, that you've been very focused on what it is that you want, need, and desire. Your idea of how you are processing situations that are going on with your children, how you are processing situations that are going on having to do with work, how you are processing things that are going on with your health and things that are going on in your day-to-day. But there's going to be this light that's going to be shining on the fact that what you want is very important, but there's going to be this tension between what it is that you want and this need for other people, what you feel like is the right thing to do and this need for other people. So for some of you, quite frankly, I could see it manifesting if it has to do with anything regarding your health, you recognizing maybe I need to find another doctor, or I have to be open to other modalities to help my health. If it has to do with some sort of situation that's going on at work, being open to looking at things differently. And just addressing this tension between what it is that you want, feel, need, and desire, and what the situation is calling for. And that's not to say any of that is negative. It's not. It's actually going to happen quite naturally, because there's this natural need to seek balance, right? That's this energy for several reasons, right? But the idea of balance is definitely happening also because of that Venus in Libra, for other reasons too, but that's kind of kicking off that energy for sure. Then on the 18th, we have Jupiter forming a semi-square to Chiron, and that's happening. Chiron's hanging out in your 8th house, right? So the 8th house is it's a relationship house. It's one of the 3 relationship houses. So it has to do with merging, sex, intimacy, shared finances, debt, inheritance, taxes, loans, any sort of joint property venture. So even if it has to do with business, it rules the stock market. It rules money that you got, like retirement money, your partner's resources. So the 8th house is big, right? So Scorpio is a landlord there, ruled by Pluto. So it's all this idea of there needing to be this transition. Because you have Chiron retrograde in Aries in there, there's a lot of healing that's going on there. It's going to be going on for you until December 28th, I feel like, is going to be very strong. But it's sitting in this semi-square to Jupiter, and Jupiter's in your 6th house of everything that I mentioned the 6th house was, right? Your health, your day-to-day work environment, your day-to-day environment. And this is the second of 3 of these semi-squares that are happening, right? So the first one happened already, right, in April, and then we have one coming up in November. And this is a minor aspect, and it's subtle, but it's really worth mentioning, I think, because it's going to be making you feel hungry. I just am saying this to everybody. We're going to be just feeling hungry for meaning and understanding in these areas. So you're going to be looking to understand the cycles in relationships, the cycles in your job, people that you work with. It's like the need to understand in order for you to have growth, right? And you might even be feeling like experiencing some sort of crisis in faith in this area. So it's really important to look within yourself right now and just figure out a greater understanding of what you really need, want, and desire, right? Out of, your marriage, your relationship, your business partnership, your job, your health. Like really looking at the bottom line of all of these cyclical elements of your life and figuring out what it is that you want, having a greater understanding of that rather than blindly following something that doesn't really serve your purpose, right? Any endeavor, especially new endeavors, might require a closer look before pushing forward. So that's going on the 18th. And then on the 19th, very powerful, man, Uranus is turning retrograde in Taurus. It's going to be going on until January of 2022. And for you, Uranus and Taurus is hanging out in your 9th house of belief system. Your moral code, your moral compass, higher education, foreign land, foreign travel, foreign cultures, publishing, advertising, marketing, your in-laws. 9th house is big. Okay, so it can have anything to do with any of those things. Travel. It has to do with wisdom. It has to do with where you are, like a philosopher in your own life. There are changes that are going on here having to do with your belief system. And so that really can impact any area of your life right now. But there's going to be this very strong desire to make changes in this area. And you're going to be turning inward while you do it. Because Uranus, when it's moving forward, is very out there. But when it's retrograde, it's in. So you're looking within. So outwardly, you may be outwardly less overtly rebellious and more inclined to follow the rules, do what you have to do, whatever it is. But there's a shift that's going to be happening this week. And the Uranian energy is more challenging and we could experience some tension, but it's only until we acclimate to the directional change because there is that energy. And just more about Uranus is about awakening and change. Uranus shakes things up because he wants to wake us up, right? That is the energy of all of that, right? So Uranus always brings an element of surprise, something that we didn't realize was coming, something that we never realized we would be feeling, right? And it could be this kind of thing where it's this shaking up of your reality so that you can see things in a new light and perceive things from a new vantage point so that you can experience growth. And that's the thing. So some of you may be either receiving some news or some sort of information may be coming in that's going to change what you once knew about a person, a relationship, a situation. Or you could find yourself feeling really scattered about something or uncertain about something that you once felt very certain about. And just know that whatever's being shaken up there and whatever feels uncomfortable, that's what you kind of have to walk towards. Right? Keep in mind, Uranus is very connected to our third eye opening. And if you don't know what that is, it's fine. But it's about raising your consciousness, right? And it's going to be very noticeable now where you may have had a blind spot to a person in your life. A marriage partner, that intimate partner, that friend, that family member, that the responsibilities in that job, whatever it is, something going on with your health that you were ignoring, anything like that. So you really want to ask yourself, Where can I look at or view any area of uncertainty in my life that I'm feeling right now, right? And look at it as an open field of possibility to help myself grow and learn and be more of who I'm supposed to be in my life, right? So wherever the uncertainty is, walk towards that. And rather than continuing to view it as an uncertainty, figure out a way of you being able to shift your focus and look at it as a possibility for growth. What does that mean, and how could you make that happen? We're all going to be in that space, all of us. But I feel like because it's Uranus is in your 9th house, that's just going to be very, very profound for you in any area of your life. All the areas that I mentioned that the 9th house is impacting. And then the last thing I want to mention is the sun is going to enter you on the 22nd. So you guys are going to be focused more on the details of your life. Some of you on your sense of self, on your appearance, on your body, taking care of yourself, your identity, your approach to life. So there's going to be this very fundamental shift, I feel like, for you guys, you know, I just do. And I feel, especially those of you who have like your Virgo energy at 0 to 4 degrees, or any of the other mutable energy, which would be Gemini, Virgo, and besides you, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. And also any fixed signs, 26 to 30 degrees in any of the fixed. So fixed are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So if you know your placements and you know your degrees. Let's get into these now. We have restore and replenish. Yes. Become a clear channel. Home. TikTok. So some of you are going to have a lot of work to do in the area of home, on your home, or having to do with the people that you live with, or because you have the South Node is transiting your 4th house right now. So the South Node in Sagittarius. So the South Node always means like something needs to be released. So you're working actively on making some changes in that area, either what's going on with the people that you live with or where you live, or making some sort of change. So that makes sense to me, right? That there's some sort of element of time. You really want to shift those, whatever you have to sort of release in that 4th house of home, roots, family, self-care, right? The way you take care of yourself, the way you take care of your emotional body as well. How you are helping yourself to feel a strong foundation in your life, how you're mothering your children. If you're mothering, this is more about a mothering energy. Fathering is more like the 10th house energy, but 4th house would be mothering. There's got to be this release. There's got to be this shift in your perspective, in the way that you're approaching something. And you really have, the energy is very supportive of you doing this between now and the end, I'm going to say, keeping it real, beginning of the middle of January. And then the South Node shifts into Scorpio. But you really have to become a clear channel, restore and replenish. So I almost feel like, I'm almost feeling like a 4 of Swords energy here, right? To like kind of take a step back and recover from something, or take a step back for perspective. And a great energy to do some shadow work, some therapy, figuring out a better strategy, right? For moving forward regarding something. So it's stepping back from something and just being very open to whatever comes in. Not allowing yourself to get blocked by the minutia of a situation. And we have heaven sent. So there's some sort of message that's coming in for sure, right? We're all getting downloads right now. Not to sound hokey pokey, guys, you know, I'm not that kind of reader, I'm not. But we are kind of getting these messages. We're all getting, many of us are going to be getting in our dreams, you know, and you might be, because right now the sun is heavily illuminating that 12th house for you. So just something, again, just something to think about, but heaven sent is some sort of message that's coming in, and it's going to allow you to embrace your power. So it's going to be very motivating for you. We have this idea of rejection, working with chopped wood. It's so interesting because I heavily shuffle these between readings, and I don't remember what other, it might have been Leo, where they got this rejection with chopped wood. Like, don't do anything. Something, it's almost like somebody else is driving the wheel. You might even feel that, like, driving your life right now. A lot of serendipitous things are happening. A lot of things that feel like very karmically driven, epiphanies, realizations, which happen, you know, which is so funny. I feel like the full moon in Aquarius, first of all, it's just going to be so, so powerful because of its position. It's so late in Aquarius. It's 29 degrees and 37 minutes. It's almost in Pisces. So a lot of this energy that you're going to be feeling in that 6th house into that 7th house, you're really doing a lot of looking at how do you run your everyday, and how is that connected to your marriage or your relationship or your business relationship or anything like that. And you're going to be, because we can't ignore the fact that it's practically in Pisces. Pisces energy is, whenever something is like within that 2 degree, every house is 30 degrees. So if it's like 28, 29 degrees, we sort of have to acknowledge the next sign, right? So with that Pisces energy, that's why this is a very unique, I feel like it's a rare full moon energy, right, in Aquarius. So you're going to be really feeling things, right? But what's interesting to me is you're going to be feeling that all of these epiphanies are going to be popping up, right? That are actually kind of already living in you, right? I've been saying they've been hanging out in the ethers of your mind, just not yet rationalized, where you're realizing, if I keep doing this, am I going to end up martyring what it is that I really want? Am I going to end up the victim of this situation? Like, I don't know, am I going to end up the lousy ends of the stick? Definitely, like, these ideas could be popping in this full moon right now. There's no question, right? There's no question. So you're going to be getting these epiphanies. Embrace them. But look at the idea of rejection. First of all, you might need to reject something, or you might need to look at the idea of rejection in your life. What's not working out? Is somebody just not working with you in that relationship? Is something not going right in that job? Is that job just not coming through that you're really wanting? What is it that you're really trying to push forth? Do you feel rejected in that area? It's time to just sit with that. Sit with that and try to figure out a different strategy. Dream a beautiful dream. Again, there's a very sort of 12th house energy I'm getting, right? Really about putting your energies out there, just putting your energies out there. Beautiful. It's very much like a Jupiter in Pisces, which would be a 9 of Cups energy. Dream a beautiful dream. Have faith. Pay attention to the signs. I mean, this is just like, this has a lot of star Aquarian quality to it to me. Fork in the road. You're Virgo. You are at a fork in the road. Some of you may be a lot more mentally and emotionally than you are actually out in the 3D. But there's a shift going on in you. You know it. You're feeling the change. You're feeling the shift. Now, for a lot of you, just because of that Sun and Leo in the 12th, some of you may be, again, feeling like I have to completely redress and revisit the way I mother, the way I am in relationship, the way I am as far as my creativity. Am I allowing myself to go there, or am I keeping myself small? Am I, and really looking at where you keep yourself small as well, right? Because there's that Leo energy and the Sun Leo in that 12th house. There's a lot of focus on your limiting beliefs in your subconscious, where you limit yourself, where you keep yourself too small. So I feel like I can go on and on about that, but let's just leave it there. I feel like there's a lot of destiny-driven, beautiful, beautiful help that you're getting from the other side. If you have a loved one that's passed over, it's like you might even feel them around you. Depending on what else is in your chart, how tuned in your energy is to the other side, pay attention. If you suddenly feel hot, if you suddenly feel cold, if you're getting the goosebumps, if your technology suddenly starts going crazy, if you see a cardinal or a blue jay, these are all indicators that your angels are very heavily hanging about. If you see a feather, I mean, there are so many things that could give you the indicator, but try to stay in touch with that. So we got too much other side energy there. Ace of Cups, loving that as a way to start out the general spread. Okay. All right. I feel like I need to take these. Whatever's face up, I'm going to take. I'm not going to take this. I'm going to shuffle. That was was the one that just came out. It wanted to come out. When they want to come out, they come out, right? Seven of Swords in reverse. Ace of Cups, Eight of Cups, Empress, Judgment, King of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Five of Swords. Okay, hold on. Let me just get a quick holistic read here. You really want something new. You've emotionally checked out of something that you know is not bringing you what it is that you want. Some of you are recognizing that a situation you're in is really not good for your children. It's not good for you. Even if you don't have kids, being able to grow your life. The Empress is the mother of the tarot. It's about growth. So however that would resonate with you. But you're assessing the situation. You're making a decision about everything that's been going on up to this point in your life. Right? And you're ready to shift something into a new phase. Some of you are in this space of needing to reconcile with somebody from the past, or reconcile some sort of issue or some sort of reality that you're living within a situation. We have the King of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, Five of Swords, the Fool. It does seem like somebody is being a little greedy, either with their money, a little funny with their money, as I say, with the King of Pentacles, or they could be a little dug into being willing to make changes. Like, I feel like this is a good energy, but somebody who's not willing to make any changes, necessary changes, to make a situation work. King of Pentacles, again, very, very generous, hardworking energy, right? Willing to give you, a lot, but at the same time, this energy is no patience for anyone who's looking to take what's his. So that could be anything from money to asking this person to change. And it doesn't matter that male or female, it doesn't matter. Asking this person to change. And it's difficult. Like, this is definitely a difficult issue, because I feel like part of the conversation is this Four of Wands. You're in this space trying to open your heart, express what it is that you're feeling. You want to level the relationship up. You want to level up your position at this job. You want to feel grounded, rooted, safe, and secure. But there's something that's going on here. This King of Pentacles energy that's just sort of hitting you the wrong way. And you're experiencing this clashing of desire and reality. And it's that tension and that ongoing conflict that you're not going to be able to win right now anyway. It's a minor arcana. So you are probably better off just kind of accepting whatever's going on here with like grace and dignity, I guess, right? And just deal with your anger and disappointment. Because somebody doesn't want to change. Somebody's very stuck, having to do with either sharing money, working more, working less, making some sort of accommodation or change within how they show up in the realm of responsibility within the connection, how they are at work, whatever it is. They're great in one way, but then there's this one area where it's like they just will not come to the table, and it's stressing you out. And you're in this space where you're like, all right, either we need to have a totally different approach to this, or I have to go in a different direction. But I do see you being sort of two minds about something, because this is a very positive energy, but there are two aspects to the situation. You have to figure out what's the best thing for you, to stay or to go, to stay in that job or go with that other job, stay in this relationship, go in another one. This is about making plans and moving forward, right? This is you looking out the window, looking at the future, thinking about the future. This also indicates to me you gaining influence in your life, you're gaining influence in your work. Your approach to something is being appreciated, but there are two aspects to something that's going on, where your work might be growing, but your relationship might be completely stagnant, or your employment is growing, whatever it is, you're bringing yourself more in that area, but something is missing within relationship. Maybe they're not showing up as powerfully as you, or as a good partner, whatever it is, right? But it is needing to understand this. So some of you might even be in a space where you're meeting a new partner through work or friends. So this could be a new romantic partner, this could be a new work partner, whatever it is, but it's going to equate to great opportunities being available to you, but it's up to you whether you want to step into it. But when we have the Fool clarified by the Two of Wands, you're feeling called forth on a new path. But there's this element of trepidation. Even though you're recognizing something doesn't feel very comfortable for you, the way that you're doing something. You would like something to work out a particular way, but it's not. So you kind of have to accept that it's not going that way and try a different strategy. and welcome the new rather than trying to hold on to something that's truly not working. The Seven of Swords in the reverse is about a little light shining on something, right? Somebody being caught, somebody being called out, something like that. And it's like, look, you can't do that anymore. Or somebody telling you can't do that anymore, whatever it is. But somebody's being called out here. But it's after being called out where you have the opportunity to make amends on a situation. But there could be this realization that even after somebody's called out and you're like, I want to move forward, this, can't do it anymore, right? The Ten of Swords. This is not a new energy. This has some age to it. There's history here. One sword at a time over time. It becomes too much. And there's got to be this ending of the way that it was. And it's the finality in the release of that thing, that job, that relationship, that way of relating, whatever it is, that's going to end up releasing you ultimately from the frustration, from the disappointment, from the disillusionment, whatever it is. Even if it's painful, it's going to be an end of a really difficult time period in your life. So now you can lighten up into a healthier energy, right? With fresh eyes, a new mindset. Here you are, though, Virgo, of course, right? Here you go. Virgo and Libra energy, you find trying to figure out the truth and the psychological motivation of somebody. You sitting there going like, what are they thinking? What's going on? Or how can I figure this out? Right? But like there's some sort of adversity going on in your life and you're very strong in the face of it. You're very determined. In astrology, this is you and Libra. So you're trying to figure out the fairness of a situation, right? Because Libra is the scales. What's fair? What's not fair? Do I feel right in this? Do I not feel right in this? Is this the right thing? Am I doing the right thing by my kids? Am I doing the right thing in this relationship? What am I doing here? What am I doing? And you looking at all of this stuff, though. Healthy. This is like healthy stuff, though. I feel like I need to pull a couple of extra cards for my Virgo friends. Feeling like the Eight of Swords is anxiety. Is anxiety because you feel very trapped, thinking things are never going to get better, having to do with the situation that's going on in your life. It's like, this is never going to end. And the idea of it not ending makes, like, oh my God, I can't live like this. It's a very anxious energy, right? You're going to need a lot of determination to pull yourself out, even if it means swallowing your pride. Even if it means just needing to get past the situation. But it's like, I feel like there's this challenging situation going on in your life where you might be like, all right, it's time I ask for some help. It's time I go to that doctor. It's time I seek professional help. It's time I realize maybe I don't know everything about relationship. I don't know everything about parenting. I don't know everything about what it is that I'm working at, right? And it's just, and you may have to do that in order to stop the anxiety and create change. But it's going to be really hard for you because the strength energy in reverse is this idea of weakness and difficulties with making a decision or taking a risk or being really honest in some sort of confrontation that's necessary. And you could even sort of push your instincts to the side in the name of safety or ease. But this can end up stunting the growth of a situation. So you want to be careful of not overthinking. You want to be careful of analysis paralysis. Just face whatever it is. Recognize there's a lesson in here. Be grateful for it. Because whatever's going on here, it's not going to go away on its own. It's not. So we have this Page of Pentacles. So Page of Pentacles can mean for some of you a new job. I mean, this is just about progress and auspicious beginnings, having to do with money, business. Some of you may be in a space of realizing you have to move. Because this could be an offer made on a property or coming to the realization that let's move, let's sell, let's buy, whatever it is. Some sort of new turn of events having to do with education. Or this could even be a new mental, physical, or emotional connection coming in that's going to end up helping you in the long term, right? So you might be meeting maybe like a new therapist or a new doctor or meeting a new business partner or getting offered a new job, right? Anything that's going to end up ultimately, though, helping you out and leveling you up. And then clarifying that is the star. Yeah, I mean, very kind of right. Didn't I say this with the oracles? I'm just getting very star energy for you, which is like destiny, destiny, destiny. Change for the better. Very inspiring energy, but a change for the better. So whatever's happening right now, what I think is interesting is we have the strength reverse here, right? But in numerology, the star is the strength card as well. So I feel like whoever or whatever this Page of Pentacles is, that new job, that new investment, moving, meeting with that new doctor, finding a good therapist, whatever it is, that's exactly what you need to balance yourself out or balance out the situation. Something's not, you need to bring something in that's going to end up balancing a situation, because strength is about that, right? And it's this very destiny-driven energy that's coming in that's going to help balance a situation out. And then we have this Page of Wands. So this could certainly have to do, some of you, there might be an issue going on with one of your kids, keeping it real. Because the pages are the children of the court. So this can indicate that one of your children or your children in general are struggling with something, Virgo. And I know this seems kind of specific, but I want to mention it just because Pluto in Capricorn is transiting your 5th house, which is the house of children. And Pluto is all about change. It's about endings and beginnings. Pluto also rules Scorpio, which is about anxiety. So there are some changes, and whenever we have to pay attention, what transits our 5th house is also being experienced by our offspring. So your children are going through changes. So, and the changes can have to do with this energy of this Page of Wands energy of, you know, this can indicate boredom. Maybe they're feeling unfulfilled. They need to be exposed to more ideas, more things, more something. This could indicate struggles at school. This could indicate immaturity. This could indicate them just not understanding something that's going on with them. I know that sounds kind of specific, but that's what's going on here. It's just, I'm looking at the astrology in this. So we have the Wheel, very nice Jupiter energy, excellent. Queen of Cups, good. I feel like you guys are going to be figuring something out. The Wheel's nice, it's a Jupiter energy, and numerology, it's the Magician and the Sun. So I feel like you're going to be reaching out to somebody. You might be even reaching out to somebody from your past, like maybe a doctor that you once knew, something like that, a job that you used to work at, an old colleague, somebody from the past, right? Because it's the Wheel, so it could be the past coming back. For others of you, this could indicate, if it has more to do with relationship, though, children might be a thing in relationship as well. But if it has to do with a relationship, this could indicate maybe sort of thinking about going back to somebody from your past. You know, you have to think about your last go around, what the foundation of the relationship was like. But it does seem like if you are kind of coming back around to somebody or something, it's going to be good, because the Queen of Cups is a nice energy. It's Gemini and Cancer. So it's a very emotionally intelligent energy, not afraid of intimacy, not afraid of those deep conversations to discuss in a very emotionally honest way what's needed to make something work. So that can go in any area. That this is like you being absolutely honest with your partner, with your family member, your friend, your therapist, your doctor, whatever it is. It's like, all right, this is the whole thing. I think I need a little bit of help right now. And that's what I'm getting for you. This is a very strong message that I'm getting here, Virgo. Very different kind of reading, I feel like. Okay, so that's what we have for that. Let's see what is going on for our Virgo friends in relationship, and then we'll pull for those of you in separation. Okay. Pull Celtic Cross spread for relationship. Nine of Cups. You just want to be happy, happy. Who can blame you? Queen of Swords, though. This is your challenge. So, I mean, this could be somebody, maybe you're dealing with somebody who's dishonest, somebody who's unkind, somebody who's kind of rigid in their thinking. Could even be a little cold when thinking about the stuff that matters, right? But you're having a hard time. You could be having a hard time figuring out somebody's truth. What are they really thinking? Basis of the situation. I mean, look, you right now, Nine of Cups, what is the basis of the situation? The Sun. Your focus is on manifesting. You just want to manifest. You want to be happy. You want to be happy. You want to be happy. Okay. There are some shifts going on here, my friends. There really are. I mean, coming into this energy, the Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, rather, maybe, even though this is a relationship read, it would be silly to say that, particularly if we're married or living together, that money does not inflect something. So you might have started a new job. You might have been focused on Ace of Pentacles, a very auspicious energy for happiness and contentment. So you being like, maybe you had your eyes set on something, and you really working towards that, making yourself a better version of yourself, and you being very hell-bent on that, expanding your career, addressing any sort of health issue, doing the work on your shadow self, all of that stuff. Beautiful, beautiful energy, because you're just like, good vibes only, everybody. Negative Nancy's, go sit down, right? I mean, this is like, no offense to anybody named Nancy. I said that once, and I had a lot of Nancy's commenting that they were offended. It's an expression. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to offend you. Negative knucklehead says that. Okay, anyway, so with this Queen of Swords energy, yeah, just having a really hard time with somebody in relationship where either they're cold, they're cut off, you just can't really quite figure them out, but the Sun, you just really want this happiness, this happy energy. Some of you may be in a point of somebody that you're with not being in agreement about a vacation that you really want to go on, keeping it real. Like that might be just like a very simple interpretation. And then we have the Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands is actually a really great energy, right? This is the present situation, because this is about deserve success, my friend, right? This is a great energy if you feel like you've been struggling. So this could be feelings being shared between the two of you or with somebody new, being well received, really good communication, allowing for a deepening of connection. So really good energy. Having to do with any area that could end up positively, I feel like, inflecting you within relationship. So this could have to do with either love or property or some sort of work or decision that's going to end up impacting your relationship in a particular way. So like right now, that's where you are. You really focus on having that conversation, but we have to look at the suggested approach is the Eight of Cups. Very interesting here, because this is about departure and change, you know? And again, this is another emotionally intelligent energy, recognizing something doesn't feel right. It's time to move on. It's like the sadness, but no regret. You might have likely have left the situation emotionally already, recognizing that it's time to work on yourself. So keeping it real, guys, some of you just might be like, we got to move, honey. Like staying in this area is not going to work for us. Not going to work, right? A lot of you might be in that space where your relationship is kind of, it's fine, you know, but you might be in this space where it's like, we need to make some changes because what's going on right now is not good. This could have to do with just moving on. The recommendation here is to move on from whatever it is that's going on, because wherever you're at right now, Virgo, in relationship, this is a Saturn and Pisces energy. It's not going to bring you what you want. It's not. Whether it's the relationship, whether it's staying single, whether it has to do with a living situation, maybe it's a business that you guys share together. Saturn and Pisces is Saturn. Restriction, responsibility, delay, and a lot of karma is not going to is going to inhibit your Pisces ability to make that dream come true. So the only way to deal with it is to leave. But the thing is, what I like about it is there's not a lot of drama with the Eight of Cups. There's really not. The Eight of Cups in reverse is a little more challenging because it's like, no, I don't want to go. And the Eight of Cups is like, oh, man, look, I tried it. It didn't work out. It's time to go. Gotta go. Right? Sort of like that. Now, the energy that's external to you with the Four of Cups energy, now in relationship, you might be having a hard time with a partner because they're very stuck in their ways, right? Because this could be an energy of restlessness, of apathy, feeling like things are never going to work out for me, things are never going to work out in the relationship. So because this is other, they might be very despondent about something regarding their career, something having to do with another part of their life, wondering if things are always going to be a cyclical issue within relationship, this energy of disillusionment, right? But what they're not doing, they have to really look at what they need to look at that needs to be healed and addressed within themselves. Not that anybody's pointing fingers. It's not about that. The energy's not about that. I don't like those kind of energies where it's all this person's fault. Like we all have to be responsible for how everything is rolling out, right? But this person here that you're dealing with is kind of doing more of the finger pointing in your direction or outside of you. Well, this and that didn't work out for me because they did that and they did that and they did that. And we're not happy in this relationship because you're asking me to do this and you're. And it's like they and you and not them kind of thing. And they really do need to do that. Your challenge here is the King of Wands in reverse. So the King of Wands in reverse, King of Wands in reverse. This does have to do with somebody maybe not feeling ready to do something in the relationship. This could be you, could be them, that you could be struggling with feeling sort of weak about something, being too scared to allow something to, you know something needs changing, but you're feeling just a little too insecure and vulnerable. For some of you, it can manifest like that. For others of you, you might actually feel like you're being bullied by somebody. Or there might even be, if this has to do with relationship, there might be some sort of sexual problems going on in the connection. You know, some sort of, could be a hormonal issue for female, for male, it could be erectile dysfunction. It could also be female or male, playing the field a little too much, being really irresponsible, having to do with that. But that could be a challenge. Any of those things or several of those things, right? General message. So I like to give as many of the interpretations as I can. But we have the Ace of Cups in the near future. Ace is brand spanking new. So this is like key emotional event happening here. So this is either fertility and pregnancy, prioritizing parenting in a different way, falling in love, a new job, which obviously those things impacting your relationship, or you guys just being really strong in your love and support of each other as you enter this new phase. But it does look like there's going to be some conflict on the other side of that. Saturn and Leo. It's competition, battle of the wills. Not agreeing. Very strong opinion. So you might have a lack of agreement about where do you want to move? When should we get married? How should we approach the situation with our kids, our family member? Not agreeing. I'm sort of getting this vibe that a lot of you are almost sort of like on different pages with your partner when it comes to a big life decision. Yeah, so the Hermit, right, this is you, Virgo. So you're all about, first of all, right, shining that light on like the minutia and the details of what's going on in a situation and recognizing that you need to take a different strategy. Knight of Swords, expect the unexpected, unpredictable energy where sudden truths are going to come out, underlying conflicts being exposed. You might be dealing with a partner who's very dramatic, who doesn't take any responsibility for reconciling very obvious and overt issues in the relationship, and you're just standing there like, what the hell, right? Try not to make any decisions though, like right now. Try to just wait for things to settle. But you're going to be in a space where you're like, I got to make a decision. What am I doing here? What am I doing? With the Two of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Cups, nice energy of proposal, very emotional time within the relationship, very emotional. But it's about, sitting down and proposing a suggestion for moving forward in a way that is going to help alleviate the stress and be able to fix things, right? Very emotional energy. Leaving the toxicity behind, right? Some of you literally, again, maybe moving, maybe traveling, doing something like that. So there's a lot of movement with this energy. But it's detachment. At least it's taking a break for now from the either relationship or something that is not working within the relationship, right? And trying to do some real work on yourself and maybe even each other. Nine of Pentacles, I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be doing a lot of work on yourselves. It's Nine of Pentacles. It's a very sort of independent attempt to really work on yourself, and then, you know, finally being able to have a healthy connection in that relationship after doing that solid work on yourself. Because 9 is the number of productivity, so it's the integration of body, mind, and spirit, and being very open in doing that, and just recognizing that some sort of change needs to go on. High Priestess energy. Yeah. I like right now for this week, Virgo, I feel like you're not even talking about how confused you are when it comes to the idea of relationship and what's going on. Because the High Priestess is secrets, right? It's you saying very internal about whatever it is that's going on, and you really seeking wisdom within yourself. But at the end of the day, you're saying, if I stay in this, am I going to end up sacrificing what I think is the right thing? What I feel is what I want, need, and desire. And it's pressing that pause button. And you might be going through all the motions out in the 3D, but you're not actually sure of what you really want in the long term. We have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is really good news coming in. So very busy communication. This is very good if you guys feel like very distant or very separated from each other. And there's got to be trying a new path, a new approach. So I feel like it does have a positive outcome. Now, for some of you, it's going to be completely going in a different direction. If you feel like you're working with somebody who's just too dug in to their own belief system and they're not willing to work with you. Others of you, you're going to be changing the way you approach your relationship with this person if they're open to it. Only you know the answer to that. Only you know that. Because the Fool could mean, got to get out of here, whole new relationship. This is giving me a lot more heartache than it's worth. Let's go, let's go. Others of you are sitting down and having a healthy conversation about how the way you guys relate with each other in the relationship needs to change. So let's, because that would be ridiculous to say all Virgos are all getting into a new relationship. These cards are just like, I don't even know today. Okay. You know, Chiron retrograde in Aries in your 8th house of cycles. I just feel like a lot of you may be in the space of just really wanting to heal relationship in general, either one that you're in right now or come to peace with somebody, find peace with somebody that you were with in the past, even if you're not with them now. Because that, like I said, it's in your 8th house and it's sitting across the wheel from Libra. The Venus energy. So whenever we have these energies across the wheel from each other, they're in natural tension with each other, natural opposition, which means that there needs to be a blending of these ideas. So there's got to be some healing that you work on. Whether you stay with them or not, even if it's just like forgiving a person or a situation just for yourself, you know, just to release that energetic block. Because that's always tough, right? When you're in separation, you don't know where it's going. So you're in that purgatory space, right? Where you're like, not here, you're not there, what are we doing, whatever. But you have that metaphorical sign that's like, do not disturb. Don't even think about approaching. Even if you feel like, oh no, maybe I'll meet somebody else. You have a do not disturb sign on. Because your energy is still wrapped up in somebody else. Sometimes you have to go in and actively forgive. I've committed to someone else because they don't challenge me. Talking, interested, conversing more, awaited message arrives. Text, call, email, hovering. I want us to communicate better, but I don't know how to make this happen. All right, so the idea of communication is definitely going to be a big topic of concern here. When times got tough, I gave up on you too soon. Then we have Girl with the Sneak, Empath and Narcissist Paradigm, being charmed or used, enable boundaries. Oof. I know I lack balance, but it's not so easy to look at. So somebody knows they're a little messy here. Okay. It's just not easy for them to verbalize it. The thought of you with someone else drives me crazy. And camera, reminiscing, learning from the past, making memories. So somebody's being very reflective. I lied because I was afraid of losing you. Clearly not a good strategy. So lying comes in all different kinds of outfits, people. Don't, right? Lying through omission, flat out lying, misleading, lip service with no follow through. Those are all considered. There's so much unspoken between us. I need to tell you how I really feel. Being clarified by hand of cards. Take a chance, risk, being strategic options, not showing the hand, gambling, taking a chance, taking a chance. You show me a stability and security I have never known. And they can't shake that. They're having a very hard time shaking that. And that is the truth here. We have the World. Somebody has learned a lesson. We have the Death card. We have the Three of Cups. And we have the Five of Swords. So it does seem like a lesson learned. Somebody wants, with the Death cards, about endings and beginnings. So if you're in separation, obviously you've had the ending already. Somebody wants that new beginning with you. They want to get back with you. The Three of Cups is this energy of healing. 3 is the number of healing, right? And being able to be very sort of supportive of each other, emotionally supportive of each other, right? This is what's necessary. But we have the Five of Swords, and the truth is there's this definitive clash between the reality of what's going on with this person and the life that you can actually live with them. And it's that tension that you can't not look at. You can't not look at it. So not an easy energy and vibe in here, my friends, because I feel like there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of missing, a lot of emotions, but a lot of realizations that lessons have been learned and you would like to start something over, or they would like to start something over with you, but we can't change how somebody is. You know, you got to really look at what is it that you miss about the person. Is it the companionship? Is it because it's the familiarity? Is it because it's been a long time? Or is it because it's easier? Or is it because you just really, really love them no matter what? And you're willing to sacrifice, for lack of a better term, what it is that you want, need, and desire in order to just be in that connection. So it's going to be something different for each of you, but that's something that needs to be thought about. And they have to think about it too, right? Because this is for the two of you. All right, my friends, that's what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. If you found value in this video, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. I'd really appreciate it. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.